Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I'm just getting everything fixed. Everything. All right, man. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What the hell? We are here. We are live. I didn't want to delay the whole downtime or wait time to get to the point of this video. What we're going to be doing today, if you're watching this the day later or the night after or the morning after, whatever the case may be, currently I'm doing this live, but when you're watching it, if you're watching this at any time past 9:20 p.m. on May 19th, you're watching this after the fact. So what I'm going to be doing today is I am going to be live reacting to the Jason Kidd interview on DLLS Sports, more specifically on the DLLS Mavs YouTube channel. So I'm gonna be reacting to all of the questions that they asked him, because I know I had plenty questions of my own. I did have plenty questions of my own that I wanted them to ask him, which I don't think I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't think they asked him, but I would like to see if they, even attempted to do so, right? As for example, let me pull this up right here. So here are some of the questions I would have liked DLLS to ask them. Here's some of them. Why was AD rushed back? Did you tell Nico information about Luka that would have influenced the trade? Did the team develop issues internally with Luka? Why did you play Kyrie an absurd amount of minutes? Why has Hardy regressed under your wing? Now, that's just part one of the questions that I had. All right, let's get to part two. Part two was, what can you do to be a better communicator and better coach coach between players, fans? What did I say? What can you do to be a better communicator and better coach between players, fans, and media? I don't even know what the hell I meant by that. My fault. Was the lack of injury status responses you had during the season due to the training staff incompetence? What was your experience with Nico's training staff? Because the whole training staff stuff that was going on. Here's another set of questions that I had for good old Jason Kidd here. I said, what can you do within your role to improve relations between the fans and organization without just saying winning games? Because you already know he's going to say winning games. And then another question was, are you aware of the lack of empathy displayed by the organization to a fan base based on loyalty? You know what I'm saying? Part four, I put, what did you think you improved on last year? And what's something you can be better about next year? Why don't you show emotion? Fans believe you are too calm when the players need you to protect them. Why do you hate timeouts? What are your core initiatives this season? So I think those are some good questions that they could. I got more. Part five. Would you welcome Luka back to the Mavs in the future? You already know they're not going to ask that, but I just thought it was pretty good. Have you spoke to Dirk, and what's the relationship like with Dirk and your Mavs organization? Right, because this is not the Mavs organization we grew up with. It's a whole different one, and he is a part of this new regime. Another question was, what could have the organization done better with the fallout of the trade? Giving them an opportunity to kind of fix some wounds there, which will never be fixed, right? How will you protect your team from the trade noise? Right? I mean, that is the job of the coach. And then part six was my last set of questions I have for Mr. Jason Kidd, which I classify these as difficult to hard to, just difficult to hard questions for sure. Question, often you speak about your role as if it's just a job. Does being a coach mean more than a job to you? And does having a connection with Dallas mean something more than coaching anywhere else? Because Jason Kidd often talks as if this is a 9-to-5, and it kind of pisses me off. Next question is, what is your improvement plan for B Will? B Will. Saying like, so those were some of the questions I had in mind for Mr. Jason Kidd. Those are some of the ones I had in mind for him. Now, did DLLS ask? That's a whole nother question in itself, right? Like, And we're gonna find out, because I'm gonna live react to that entire interview. And I set the over under on difficult questions at 2.5. So in the comments below, there is a poll over there that you could pick over or under on the amount of difficult questions they end up asking Jason Kidd. I have not seen this video. I have not seen a clip. I've waited all day for this moment. Okay. I've waited all day for this moment. Hey everyone, happy Monday. What's up, Daniel? We got Nix in the building. Fire Kid, Fire Nico. I don't know. Nix. I don't know, Nix. You've been supporting them even with the Luka trade, you know? I'm messing with you. I don't even know if you saw my wink, you know. Div in the building. What's up, Div? That's why yo Winnipeg Jets are out of here. And my stars are in there, you know? Div says, let's be real. Kid and Nico didn't like Luka. This is why he was traded. Pretty sure. Can I give him? Type them in the comments, man. Y'all don't mind liking the stream. Y'all don't mind, being engaging, and drop some comments. Let me know your thoughts on all this. We're about to watch this video here in a bit. Calling in here first. Cooper will be a Paul George light at best. Whoa, Div. I'm surprised you're saying this, as much as you love athletes that have all the skills and athletic abilities like a Cooper FLagg would. Trust factor is gone for Kid. He can't stay. There's some harsh comments here, y'all. Harsh comments at best. All right. Without further ado, man, not to hold anybody up, let's go ahead and where the hell is my video player? Here we go. We're about to get this video up and running. Bang. Here we go. Let me turn off the side music that I have. All right, man. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Now, before we begin, I do not want people thinking that I am here to crap on DLLS. I don't have any issues with DLLS. I don't have any issues with any other maps content creator. All right. I fancy myself as a Dallas sports creator. That is the alternative. That is contrary to a lot of perspectives and things that people say out here. You know, I'll be the guy that, you know, that'll do this kind of stuff, right? So, without further ado, I hope that they did ask him some difficult questions. And if they didn't, that's fine too. But I hope they did. That way they could at least be over the over-under, line that I set for DLLS at 2.5. All right, let's go and get it going. Let me make sure this is volumed halfway. Let's go.
Now joined live in studio by a 10-time All-Star, a member of the 75-year NBA anniversary team, 2011 NBA champion, of course,
Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer, and most importantly these days, the head coach of your Dallas Mavericks, he, of course, is Jason Kidd. Jason.
Whoa. What is going on with the feed there? Oh, let me make sure it sounds good.
And what's going on?
Nothing. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you hanging out with us here in the
get the camera out of the shot.
What do you think of the day?
What the hell?
Man, this is sweet. This is really nice. I can come to work here all the time. This is really cool.
Yeah, we figured we send you your buddy, have you sit behind you too, in terms of not only Mark Stein, but got Dirk sitting behind you too.
I'm always feeling good when I see 41 behind me.
There you go.
I don't know, Kid. I think that was a pause right there, brother. I don't know about that one, Kid. That was a pause, brother. Hold on, let me read this comment right quick. Dang, I need to move the chat elsewhere. There we go. Okay. Bang. So Div said, compare Luka's success prior to the NBA and Cooper's success in college, not a winner. It's too soon to tell, bro. Too soon to tell. Luka's a completely, but also, I am not going to ever put that kind of pressure on Cooper to beat Luka. It's unfair. In no way am I or anyone should think Cooper is going to be the generational talent. Luka was a diamond in the freaking rough, bro. Let's be for real. Let's see what Tyler guy says. Question for you and the listeners. Why are y'all so sure J Kidd knew about the Luka trade before it broke? Well, I don't know if anybody else thinks they're so sure. I don't think I know Bill's so sure That's why I wanted to ask questions like, hey, did you talk to Nico? Is there anything you shared that might have influenced the trade? And obviously he's not going to say yes, but I don't think anybody's so sure about that though, Tyler. Anything less for rookie of the year for Cooper Rush is a disappointment to me. Anything less than 5 straight All NBA first teams for Cooper Rush is a disappointment to me. Damn. But I am still happy for the city of Dallas for having something new to cheer for. Facts. But we got Paige Beckers.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's get back to this.
None of that kid from Duke stuff. You want to tell us who you drafted on June 25th.
We love that kid from Duke. Been studying him a little bit. And so that's the answer. That's the real answer. I mean, this draft is really talented. You have some young men at the University of Rutgers. And so it's exciting. But right now I'm studying the young man that used to play at Duke.
All right. So the first, I'm going to keep track of the questions here. Let me get my notepad out here. I'm going to keep track of these questions, right? And I am going to tally them as easy question or hard question, right? Should there be another category? Easy question, hard question. I don't think in this kind of setting, I don't think there's going to be any kind of I don't think there's going to be any kind of difference between the two. I think it's either it's a hard question or it's an easy question. There's no in between. All right. So the first question was, hey, enough of this kid from Duke. You're drafting him, right? Easy question. All he had to do is protect himself, but not saying yes and saying, he's going to follow the process. Great question. As a matter of fact, I might start answering these questions before he answers them. Let's keep it going.
So you guys have a very tricky thing headed into next season where we all understand Kyrie, the quarterback of the team, is going to miss, we don't know for sure yet, but it's going to be a significant chunk, maybe half the season, maybe more. How do you see like how difficult is that? And I know the roster isn't set, but how difficult is that going into a season where you've got an all NBA point guard who, the drinkster, as you like to say, he's going to be there later in the year, but you have to plan both without him and then you have to plan with him. How do you go about that? And then the kid from Duke, Cooper, how much does he make that whole situation easier?
Well, Kyrie, he's our leader. He's our number one. We're definitely gonna miss his impact early in the season. But that's why it's the next man up mentality. You got a whole roster of veterans and guys that want to be good on this team. We got Jaden Hardy. We have Brandon Williams. We're gonna have to find a way for them to contribute to this team early on in Kyrie's absence. And with the kid from Duke, if that's where we end up going, he's gonna play a role in this as well. But when you got guys like Najee, PJ, Clay, Anthony Davis, D Live, and Gafford, you got all of this talent on the roster. You have enough to keep the ship afloat, as they say, until Kyrie returns. The easy ass question, bro. That is a question that goes under the easy category. If I was able to answer it that easily, Jason Kidd will too. Let's see if he copies what I said.
Well, I think it's we understand Kai is out from the injury, and so I think
You can look at it as a positive that we know he will.
I hate when it does that. Because I'm already trying to pull up stuff over here. I'm gonna let it. All right, let's get back to it.
won't be back until January, February, March, and so to be able to build the roster, maybe looking for a player that can fill that void until he can get back. Also, a player that can play with Kai. Also, a player that might not play as much when Kai comes back, and so being able to look at free agency that way. But again, next man up mentality. As if you look at the roster today, understanding Dante and those guys and Spencer, those guys did an incredible job. When you talk about Spencer coming, to us and having the opportunity to, be that third string point guard, but turned out to lead us in minutes. But Dante, again, when healthy, played his part at a high level. And so it's exciting. Understanding we have the #1 pick. And if we go after the young man from Duke, it gives us a lot of options because he can play multiple positions. You can have a jumbo lineup out there where you're extremely big. And then also you can go small. So this is as a coach, but as a Mavs fan, this is an exciting time.
And then you say
Hey, he touched on like 3 of the points that I said. So salute to me, man. All right, again, that's 2 easy questions so far. I got the tally at 2. Let me see what we got up in here. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Do you think there is a guard out there that can utilize Lively and Gafford's lob threats that the Mavs can sign? Honestly, Tyus Jones from Phoenix. That's who I would suggest the Mavericks to go after. But also, I wouldn't. I mean, we'll see. It's up to the Mavs. Again, I'm just here to see if Jason Kidd gets asked some difficult questions. Hype for next season. Hey, what's up, Ultra? I'm glad you are, man. I'm glad you are. I don't know what I'm hyped for next year. CP3, he just old now. No, we're good on CP3. Go back then and never seen a grown man with a lost player clearly giving shock vibes. Jason Kidd not an actor, bro. He loved Luka and knew. CP3 would be intriguing maybe 3-4 years ago, but now he's too washed. Facts. He wouldn't be bad, but he wouldn't be the exact Kyrie stopgap point guard that you would want, especially the way Jason Kidd illustrated. All right, let's get to the third question.
January, February, March, when talking about Kyrie and his potential
I
return.
didn't want to put a time limit on it because I don't want to be held to, you said January, so we got to give me some leave room there. But knowing Kai, he's going to try to come back soon.
And all positive news so far?
Yeah, Kai's been great. Positive.
I don't consider those questions.
As you know, he documents everything. And so, but talking to him, his spirit, he's in the right frame of mind. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's back early.
Let's take a look back for you because a year ago yesterday, your team was clinching a spot in the Western Conference Finals. And obviously, over the last 365 days, a lot of change with in the organization, the trade, the injuries, and everything else. How would you describe what the last year has been like for you and how you've had to manage all of this, given what you've had to deal with in terms of the changes, but also trying to keep this team in going forward in the right direction?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. It's been a process. Obviously, there's been a lot of noise from the trade, but even going back to the finals, we didn't meet our end goal. We didn't become champions, and we went into the next season with the right mindset and the right goals, and we built a team that we felt was a championship contender team. And we got into the season, we just dealt with a lot of injuries, and we just could never find our footing, even though we did make the play-in. A lot of things were impacted during that season. But as a coach, you have to do what's best for your players, and you have to stay even keeled and composed and keep pushing forward. As far as the trade, that's been talked about enough. But we're here and we're focused on the current Mavericks and what we could do moving forward. And for me, we definitely didn't make the Western Conference Finals this year or the NBA Finals, but that's going to be our ultimate goal next year. All right, Jason Kidd. If I can answer them, it's an easy question. So that's easy question number 3. Now let's see Jason Kidd's response.
I think it's it's about being prepared, but also being prepared, for change. And so I thought the group, my coaching staff, and the players did an incredible job with the trade and also with the injuries. Next man up mentality. The guys played extremely hard. I thought was maybe lost a little bit in the season because it was next man up. B. Will had an incredible year for us. A great story, 2-way, turns into NBA contract. Najee Marshall, again, started as a small forward, played power forward, maybe played a little center there, and then ended up being a point guard. And so there was a lot of positive stories. Understanding, the trade took a lot of that away from what the positives were. But again, the guys played extremely hard. My coaching staff continued to push forward, and I thought, we had to continue to keep pushing forward. If we didn't, and we asked, if we had someone, our season would have never got to where we were, and that was to be able to play in the play-in game.
The Suns might steal Sean Sweeney from that coaching staff. We're going to have to see how that turns out.
I think it's great that the coaching staff between Sweeney and Duds got interviews. I think that just shows the depth of the coaching staff. As much as we talked about the depth of our team, our coaching staff is now starting to get recognized for their talent, and Sean has made it to the second round, and I'm excited. Hopefully he does end up as the head coach of the Phoenix Suns, because it would be a great story.
Yeah, the Suns already getting another coach. I don't count that as a question. Again, if it's like a in between question after he gave a response, I'm not counting it as a question, because that was way too easy. But let's continue.
When you watch film of Cooper, what do you see?
Easy question. I don't even have to give a response.
I see a young man who's only 18 years old who can do a lot of things. One, he won't be 19 until December, which is really surprising. But I think when you talk about being able to play 2 through 4, and in today's game, you might be able to sneak him around the 5 if we're going to label him as a position player. But maybe there's still some growth. Only being 18, he could still grow here. But I think you can play him, at the 2. His ability to shoot the ball, to be able to put it on the floor. Again, as I talked about, we can have a big group out there that could start.
I mean, that's a good point. Because the kid is freaking 18 and a half, dog. He's 18 and a half, and he can definitely have another little growth spurt, right? Spur. And that's a great point. I didn't even think of that. But he could definitely grow more and be like a 6'11". That's crazy. All right. That was an easy question. I guess I'll count it. Yeah, I'll count it. It was an easy question. We're at 4 easy questions, ladies and gentlemen, plus like 2 sub questions that didn't even matter. So now let's get to our 5th official question.
You look at not just what this organization has gone through with the season, having now won the NBA draft lottery. You and Nico Harrison have been joined at the hip since joining this team 4+ years ago. How would you describe your relationship with him at this point, even since February 1st and everything that's taken place since then? How would you describe your relationship and where that is now as you guys try to move forward with this team, given what you guys have gone through?
Yeah.
Easy. That's an easy question. He's gonna say, yeah, we talk all the time. We talk about how we want to build this roster. We're always constantly trying to improve the team and this and that, and the trade happened, and I fully supported it. Blah blah blah. He's gonna give you a good little answer there to support Nico. Let's go.
I think my relationship with Nico is at a high. Understanding business is part of the game of basketball. I've been a part of it as a player and coach, and so understanding the vision of winning a championship is what Nico's here to do, and I'm in full support of that. And so I'm excited about what the summer holds for us, having the number 1 pick, but not just that, but hopefully there's some free agents out there that would want to come to Dallas, and we believe that we will be attractive this summer.
How much postseason have you?
Hold on. Chill, Tim. Chill. But the fact that he went straight to the free agency begs the question, like, does he think that they may or may not get, potential free agents? Not sure. Yeah, let's get to the comments right quick. Let me see. I just think with a lot of talent, CP3 will look better. Yeah, but not on this team. You got to play defense. CP3 and playing defense. Kobe White, Colin Sexton, most likely dream target Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday is going to be closer to retirement. I mean, he would be great. Kobe White. What is that going to take? What does that look like? Colin Sexton. You have to get someone specifically for this team. I think a Tyus Jones. Give him the MLE and move the F on. But that's just me from an unbiased perspective, giving you an unbiased or the best case scenario for your Dallas Mavericks, not my Dallas Mavericks. Kobe is more of a combo. Yep, and he's not a true point guard. Drew too old and expensive. Hella expensive. There's just no way. Come on, man. We gotta get for real. Sexton got better at playmaking and passing, but is he still too much of a scorer? Yes, he's a score first point guard, bro. 1,000%. Those questions are all to deflect and distract. They are not going to ask the real and hard questions. Pause. Hey, that's what I said. I set the over under at 2.5. Right now, the votes, there's 7 votes, and 57% of y'all say that DLLS gets over 2.5. So far, they have 0. And I'm counting them by the question. CP3 as a mentor would be good to help Shay a lot. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to come here and be a mentor, that's fine. But as a player, no. When Kyrie returns, based on what J-Kid said there, is a vision for starting 5 Kai, Reno until Cool FLagg, PJ, D. Well, funny you say that. The other day I tweeted that it should be Najee, Coop, PJ, AD, and D live. That was the lineup I suggested. And it wouldn't be the starting lineup for like 20 minutes. It wouldn't be the closing lineup. It's just your starting lineup for 5 to 6 minutes, and then you bring in B. Will and whoever else. But that's the lineup I like. Do you think Kai can at least be 80% of what he was and reinvent his style to a pass first point guard? He's gonna have to, bro. You're not gonna see the Kyrie we all grew accustomed to seeing for a while. And maybe he could surprise us, but let's be for real. An ACL is no joke. It's no joke. Those things take a while. No, he's not averaging no damn 10 assists a game. Hell no. And it's not they even crap on Kyrie's ability, but no, like the amount of usage you would have to put on Kyrie and put him in passing situations to get there. No, that's just too much on Kai, bro. That's why I would get CP3. He could get easy assists. Know how to read situations, when to push. Mavs mostly need those things. B-Will can learn as well in Flash. Yeah, it just depends on what the price is, I guess, at that point. But you need defense. I think Giannis will stay put in the East on the Nets and Raptors, the desperate teams. So that changes a lot. Yeah. I don't know how we got to Giannis. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's continue. Come on, man. We need a difficult question, DLLS. Come on, give us a difficult question for Jason Kidd. I want y'all to get over on the set line that I set for y'all, 2.5 difficult questions.
Watching
Postseason.
Oh, hold on.
Attractive this summer.
how much postseason have you been watching?
Oh my
Postseason?
God. How much postseason have you been watching? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And I like Tim Cato. Tim Cato's cool, man. I've had some cool run-ins with the homie. But damn, I don't have my. There it goes. That question was a layup, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna say, well, I don't even know what he's gonna say. Maybe he's watching, maybe he's not.
Playoffs, yeah.
A little. I love the physicality of what's taking place with the league. You have some old school scores in there, 92 to 87. It's kind of like the San Antonio, New Jersey days in the finals. But I love the physicality. I love that the players are making plays. You guys talked about AC earlier, guarding the Joker. He's a competitor. When you talk about winning, this time of the year, it's doing the little things, and you can see that right now.
You guys, obviously, and you're just talking about this, you're committing to big ball. You're committing to jumbo. You're talking about Cooper, a 6'8" kid, maybe playing the 2. This is very clearly the top-down direction and of the team right now, of the way the roster is going. When you look at the 4 teams in the conference finals, now all finalized, does that confirm or affirm, this direction? Do you see these teams that are having success in the NBA playoffs? Do you see it coming from the bigs? Certainly some double bigs lineups out there. Is that, just like how does the way you guys have built the roster, how does that reflect, or do you think it reflects in the teams that are still alive?
Yeah,
Man, Tim Cato took a while to get there. I mean, hey, man, you're in that moment. I know I can only imagine how difficult it is to see a Hall of Famer and try to get the question you're trying to get out without missing a part of the question you want to say. I'm giving him crap, but I can imagine it's pretty difficult. But the question is a very easy question, so that goes under the easy category.
I think when you look at stars, you got to have stars in length, and you have to be able to, not just rely on one guy. And so being able to have depth, your role players have to play as stars. And so we believe that our roster has that. When you look at PJ and the things that he has done for us since the trade, Gafford, role players that play at extremely high level. And so we truly believe that we are built to win a championship going forward. And we're excited about not just this summer, but next season.
I got to keep asking about Cooper because it's been a week and
Mark Stein, come on, man. We got a whole month before we get the whole draft. And I don't even know why I said we, but the Mavericks have a whole month before they get to the draft. I think it just depends who you are in this space, right? Like if you're a Mavs fan that's ready to move on from Luka, these questions are great for you. If you're a Mavs fan that wants to get clarity and closure on Luka, you're annoyed by these questions. You know what I'm saying? It just depends where you are. Depends where you are. And it's one of those, the dichotomy of it all. You know what I'm saying? I had to sneak that in there. I feel you, Jonathan. Pause. I don't know why I even said I feel you. Bucks GM not playing. He won a haul. I don't know. I don't know about that. We'll see. Was the NBA lottery rigged? I just felt like that's the question they would never ask, but that would have been a hard question for sure. No over 30, overrated, overpaid, injury riddled, washed up has-beens or scrubs like Bobo allowed. Just get rid of Maxey. Or just got rid of Maxey. Yeah, bro. Richard Case, man. I appreciate you always bringing the fire. Probably was, but it may not completely give up on the Mavs. Now got to see if they keep the pick and how he plays. Hey, man, if the Mavs don't pick Cooper, bro, do you think Cooper FLagg will be a durable player in NBA? I think so. He has, bro, he's 18 and he's as big as he is, and he has a frame that he has. I think his frame is a little bit more conducive to a longer career as opposed to someone like Wemby, where he's like just tall and lanky and thin, man. What's crazy is FLagg will be 18 for the first 3 months of the season. That's insane. Yeah. LeBron James, not a single mention of Luka Doncic yet in this interview. Exactly, bro. Exactly. If it was me, the first question I would have started with, Jason Kidd, when Luka got traded, what was your involvement? What was your involvement in that trade, if at all any? Like straight up, I want to know if you had any involvement, and then I want to build my questions from there. There would have been all Luka questions for like the first 10 minutes. All right, keep it going.
still cannot believe that the Mavericks of Dallas won the #1 overall pick, finally moved up in the lottery. So we know in the near future, you guys will have some time with him, whether you visit him or he comes here. You already know, everybody knows who you guys want to draft. What do you hope to get out of those visits? What's a question that you would want to ask Cooper FLagg when you have that chance?
Well, I think it's just about, the sooner the better that we can get to know him and he gets to know us. As much as we can bring him here to Dallas and we have 48 hours with him, we want to be able to ask him questions. We want to get to know not just him, but his parents, to understand that the family is important to know. And he's been raised by two incredible parents. And so to be able to get to know them at lunch, at dinner, ask them about their son, as much as we're going to talk to Cooper or that kid from Duke. Sorry. It's just
the league's not watching. Don't worry.
Yeah, they're watching for sure. Trust me. This is dealing with the Mavs. But I think when you talk about getting to know the family, and that's what, hopefully we can get that opportunity. We'll have that opportunity in the coming weeks.
You've been in his.
All right. I already counted that as an easy question. Definitely an easy question. Come on, kid. Come on, Mark Spears, Mark Spears. Oh my God, Mark Stein, bro. Oh, that's how you know how bad it is when Mark Spears hits my brain, because I associate him with horrible takes and horrible questions. Mark Stein will never be that. But that was a mess up on my behalf. I should end the stream. All right, let's keep it going.
This position. I mean, what do you remember about what it was like in 1994 when a team, okay, you went second overall, but a team drafts you expecting you to change the course of the whole franchise? What is that like when you're, and like you said, he's 2-3 years younger than you?
Yeah, I think it's a.
Oh man, these questions are like so easy, bro. That's not even all right. So I think they're more so having a conversation with him, casual conversation about surface matter subjects when it comes to the Mavericks. Like, I want to know, hey, what's up with Jaden Hardy's regression last year? What is B-Will's improvement plan this upcoming season? What are your initiatives that you want to improve on? Hey, fans think you don't give a damn while you're out there. Do you think showing no emotion is a positive thing or a detriment? Like, I want to get inside the brain of this man and get to his perspective. Hit him with heavier questions, thought-provoking questions. Not, hey, Cooper FLagg, he's young. Like, how was it when you were young in the league? Oh yeah, you're coming into a whole scenario you've never been a part of. You're gonna learn. Like, it's just a lot of small talk, and I ain't getting nothing out of it. It's like when you interview somebody, hey, when you worked here, how did you do this job? Oh, I did it well. Like, nah. So what were what was the complex nature of doing that job? And what is something that became a hurdle for you, and how did you overcome it? Those are the things you want to know. You want to know how people think things through and what their mindset is like. Am I off? Am I off? Y'all let me know if I'm off. I don't know. Maybe I am. Let's keep it going.
The dream come true. Remembering Norm Sanju and Keith Grant and Mr. and Mrs. C being able to meet the owners, to be able to go to lunch and dinner. It's just surreal because it's a dream come true, because you get to see these guys on TV. You get to work.
By the way, if y'all watching, if y'all don't mind dropping a like, man. Yeah, you look, I am not the big channels like Slightly, like Marcel, like DLLS, like Locked On. And I'm not even necessarily a Mavericks content creator. I'm not your big time channel, but every single like on here actually does matter. And I would appreciate if y'all drop a like, man. I do really appreciate that. All right. From the bottom of my heart. Anyway, let's keep it going.
Work out with them. And now to be part of the fraternity, this is something that you dream about as a kid, and for it to come true, you just can't wait for your name to be called. I had to wait for Glenn Robinson, and then hoping that I beat
Glenn
Grant.
Robinson.
So I got lucky to be number 2, but whoever is number 1 won't have to waste any time because it's going to be quick. So I'm excited for this young man to have his dreams come true, and then help him achieve those goals, and that's to be the best in the world.
So kind of a two-part question for you when it comes to not just the future of this franchise, but also thinking about how the philosophy of the franchise has changed, going to the kind of lineups that you have, acquiring Anthony Davis. Was there a point in time or something that shifted within the organization, whether it be from you or from Nico, that decided, hey, we need to switch the kind of direction that we want to go down in terms of being a championship team, and this is how we need to get there to do it? And for those who are still maybe frustrated about the trade or even in the euphoria of winning the lottery, what would you say to fans about how the direction of the franchise is going? What would your message be to them?
Yeah,
Great question. Great question. It took us what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the 3 petty questions, which was like there were 3 minor questions. It took us 11 questions for us to finally get to a question that I somewhat illustrated, right? He didn't really get there. I don't think it was a difficult question, but it was a way better question than an easy question. So this will still go under easy because it is an easy question, because he talked about, what are the philosophy changes, and when did that begin? And then, for fans that are so frustrated with the trade and now the euphoria of the draft pick, What are things that, you know, blah, 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 blah. Easy question, but that was a great question because it forces Jason Kidd to give you an actual response, like an open-ended answer. Forces Jason Kidd to dig deep in here. That's what we want this man to do. Dig deep in here, dogs. Okay, let's see what he says.
I think I can truly understand the frustration or the hurt of the trade, right? Luka is one of the best in the world, and he was here. He played at a high level, and all of a sudden there is a change. And so understanding the frustration, but we have to move forward. And there is a draft, and there will be another season. And we truly believe that we have the best fans, and we would love for them to support us, not just this summer, but going forward, and that we are trying to win a championship. We won one in 2011, and we plan on winning another one here shortly.
Did you anticipate the fan reaction to be this, though, as big as it was?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Another easy question. Did you expect the fan reaction to, like, obviously no one in that organization did, right? Jason Kidd, I'd be surprised to hear what he's going to say. If he doesn't say anything, but I actually would expect Jason Kidd to expect this kind of reaction. So I'm gonna go on the wing and say that he expected it. But knowing that the organization didn't, I don't know where he's going to go with it. But that's a bit of an easy question. I can see why it might be a little bit a hard question, but it's not. It's an easy question. Like, it's because it's so old in a sense. It's obviously 3 months ago. Damn, it's 3 months ago. That's crazy. Anyway, let's see what he says.
It was big. I mean, like, again, I've always said this, the fans have a right. They pay money. They're very supportive. We have the best fans in the league, if not in the world.
All right, so come on. Quit the crap. That's just political jargon right there. Best fans in the world. No, we're not. Well, let me not speak, but I've seen fans in different parts of the world that are more rambunctious, more hardcore than the Mavericks fans. And I know it tooth and nail. I've been here my entire life. I know what it looks like. The Mavericks fans there's like superior tier level fans, and then there's like great fans. That's where they fall under that great category. They don't fall under that S tier. Like, if we're being for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Knicks literally advanced to the Western Conference Finals and damn near rioted the city. The Mavericks beat OKC last year, and I was vlogging it, and we partied outside of the building for about 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah, bro. Two different things. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just different.
And so understanding they express themselves, but I would hopefully ask them that, can we move forward? Because we need their support to win a championship. And again, just understanding, was it big? Yes. But I think the championship, the parade will be bigger. And so that's what we're looking forward to.
I'm not mad at the answer. I think they're all under the impression that winning cures everything. When in reality, it doesn't. For other people, that may mean more than anything. And I understand that perspective as well. But nah, man, that's not working for me. Now, not for maybe for y'all, but not for me. Are they allowed to ask about Luka anymore? Obviously, they have a little bit. It's kind of glaring how they're trying to escape the Luka Doncic shadow, whether they are aware of how glaring it is or not, though. Yeah. I mean, it took them a while to get to the questions, and what they're going to do is they're going to deflect it, be like, hey, can we move on? Hey, can I ask you to move on? Hey, I recognize the hurt, but can we move on? Like, that's their whole thing is going to be, can we move on? Which makes total sense. Total sense, right? Like, the way the Mavericks moved has been nothing but failure. At this point, it's, hey, we recognize it is what it is, but can we move on? Like, I don't even objectively, I can't be mad at them. Like, they have to move on in some capacity over as stupid a decision it was. They have to move on, and they have to push this mental gymnastic upon others to be like, hey, let's just move on. You know, we gotta go win a championship, right? Trying to change one priority to another and make you kind of forget the Luka existed. Am I going to get triggered? Probably. What did I miss? I don't know. We probably missed a lot. Crazy trace I thought of is Luka for, crazy trade. Thought it was for Luka for Tatum. Nah, that ain't happening. Whack answer. It's like if he was reading from a pre-written answer. All I got from his answer is we have the number 1 pick, move the F on. Basically. Fire Kid, Fire Nico, Cooper FLagg is not going to trust those two. Yeah. Is Kid assuming that the Mavs are going to win a championship? Like it's part of the Luka deal too? The fact that he said that the championship will be bigger than the trade. Come on, dog. Like the championship parade, that lasts like a day, a couple of hours. This Luka trade is going to last for a decade. I think we're undermining the impact of that trade. So now he claims to acknowledge the fans. Nah. Facts. All right, let's get back to it.
Shot creation, how big a concern is it right now? I mean, obviously there's the excitement of you win the lottery, you've got the number 1 pick, but you look at this roster and it's hard to see right now where that is going to come from.
That's a good question. I'm going to create another category. Good question. Shot creation, where is that going to come from? I put that under a good question. So we got one good question, and we got a bunch of easy questions and then a bunch of minor questions. Okay. We don't have a hard question yet, ladies and gentlemen. So if y'all thinking that they're going to get over 2.5, I don't know if they're going to get there.
Yeah, I think, causing a problem when you can get double teamed, and that's what we believe. AD is one that will cause a problem. We believe like PJ is going to get better, being able to knock down the three, being able to play faster. As much as we're going to be bigger, can we play faster? Taking advantage of that. And so I think when you look at, Clay, I thought, again, we didn't bring him up. I thought he had an incredible season, not just on the floor, but in the locker room, being a vet, because there was so much speculation of him wanting not to be here, but he was nothing but a true pro. And so when you talk about creating shots, you can look at being different because we are bigger and we'll be able to create those double teams. Now, we just have to be consistent on being able to knock down, wide open shots, just like anybody else in this league.
And sorry for keep bringing it back to the young man from Duke, but I can't resist.
That's
you
all right.
Obviously have Coach K didn't.
Mark Stein working on his next article, man. That's all he's doing. He's just getting these questions in now so he could have a new article come out about the Mavericks and Cooper FLagg. Give it a day.
Coach him, but there's a long-standing relationship between you and Coach K. So what kind of resource can that be to kind of get the Duke files on him?
Well, the Duke Mafia, there's a lot of people that I do know. So Coach K being one of them.
Grant Hill being another one.
Grant Hill being another one. And also Coach Shire, I think being able to reach out and talk to him, again, understanding Coach K got to see the young man a lot. And so just being able to pick his brain, ask questions, but also, Grant Hill, there's a lot of guys that have gone to Duke that I've become close to. And so hopefully they can give me some insight.
Of course, you and Grant Hill will forever be tied together, being co-rookies of the year back in 1994-95 during that particular season. Of course, we're joined by head coach Jason Kidd here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. As we get ready to close here,
Close? No! What you mean close? Nah, bro. Nah, close? They just started. Replay the way he said the championship parade would be bigger. I missed it, bro. I can't go back now. The tone of how he said it kind of tells me he knows something we don't. Probably. Mavs could have won with Luka. The team just needed a minor tweak here and there. Exactly, bro. Not even a minor tweak. If they just kept what they had and stayed healthy, they could have won it all this season. The Celtics are frauds. Facts. we're gonna close here. Damn, already? All right, let's keep it going.
One of the words that you used to describe this season was incredible, given everything that happened throughout the season. When you look back on this season, how will you remember it now that you're looking forward to what is going to potentially happen on June 25th with the selection of the young man from Duke? How will you remember this season as you look back on it, given everything you guys went through?
I'm not mad at the question. I'm actually not mad at it. It'll give us some internal, intellectual answer from Kid, or forces him to kind of give an intellectual answer there. It's not a bad question, but it is an easy question for sure. Easy question over a good question is an easy one.
Yeah, when I use the word incredible, I just thought there was, 4 or 5 seasons wrapped into one. When you talk about just the injuries, the trade, the injuries, and so just understanding the fight. There was no quit in that locker room, and so we learned a lot. We pushed forward. I know we used the word next man up and almost ran out of next man up. So just, but I thought, we're trying to win, and there is no quit. We're going to fight to the end, and I was very proud of those young men in that locker room, and especially to my staff too, for putting those guys in a position to be successful.
Well, Jason, we appreciate your time here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. We know that you have an extremely busy schedule, especially during this time of the year, as you and your team prepare for the NBA draft and on June 25th. So we appreciate you taking the time with us here on DLLS Sports Studios to join us on the podcast.
Need to say, and he insisted on coming in here. We offered him to do it remotely, and he insisted on coming in. So
I wanted to come in. I
you.
got to see you guys up close. This is incredible. Thanks for having me.
Jason, one final closing question. Roughly, how many fitted hats do you own? Like distinct, different Mavericks ones?
Too many.
Too many.
Too many. Great question, but I don't know, that's a 30 to 40.
It's got to be more than that, it feels like.
I'm going on the low.
got to get him a
end.
DLLS hat.
Man, those hats are sweet. Those hats are sweet. Or a T-shirt. Let me rock a T-shirt.
We're going to hook you up. We're going to hook you up with some merch for sure. Don't you worry about that.
I appreciate
Jason,
it.
we appreciate the time, man. Thank
Thanks
you so
a lot.
much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
That's Maverick.
No way. No way, dog. No way. Throw a tomato on the stage, man. What are y'all thoughts on that interview, dog? Oh, man. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at the amount of, not even a hard question was asked, bro. Not one hard question was asked. And I like those guys. You know what I'm saying? I have good rapport with Kevin Gray, and I play basketball with Tim Cato. Like, these are things I would say to them in person. Like, hey man, y'all didn't ask Kid a hard question, bro. Like, let me ask y'all a hard question. Was y'all's like thing to have him on the show was to like give him softball questions? Like, if they say, yeah, that's kind of what it was, which we kind of know that that's what it is. I mean, I'm not going to kill them either way. I think they had to give softball questions. Like, it is what it is. I just didn't think that they were not going to be allowed to ask even one hard question. Unbelievable. That's quite disappointing. It's kind of disappointing, to be completely honest with you, personally speaking. Man, that was tough. While I'm here, anything I want to chat about, man? Anything I want to talk about? As far as content is concerned, I'll try to do my best to keep content going. I haven't thought of anything in particular that I want to shoot. And I haven't made a decision on what I want to do next year and what I want to cover, what I want to do. I think a lot of it will be based on June 25th and see what happens that night. But I am open to doing multiple things, whether it's covering two teams, covering a player in a team, or whatever the case may be. I think I'm gonna lean more to just whatever comes easy to me. That's what I'm gonna talk about. You know, I don't really care what anybody says as far as like, oh, you know, this and that. Like, I don't even want to give too much away. But yeah, man, that was crazy. I definitely thought the interview was short and kind of disappointing. Actually, a lot disappointing. There was just a lot more that could have been asked, a lot more that could have been said. Out of all the questions that I put out there, my questions would have been far better than asking about how many fit did he had. Far better than asking 20 Cooper FLagg questions. Like, it was disappointing, bro. It was disappointing. Let me see what the chat thinks. I want to chat about how FLagg will live up to the hype. Well, it depends on what kind of hype you're giving him. I'm not giving him that kind of hype. I'm not. He's 18 and a half. If anything, I'm going to say if FLagg can give us 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, I think that's a solid rookie year for him. 12, 5, and 3. 12, 5, and 3. That's where I'm putting him at. The interview was disappointing. Same, brother. Same. I was very disappointed with it. I expected nothing from the interview, knowing that it's from DLLS, which is no different than mainstream media. That's unfortunate because, you know, it shouldn't be that. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that. They don't have said, you know, well, I'm assuming, I don't think they have the said, you know, reluctance to be able to, or like if they don't have the freedom where they can't speak their mind and be able to say things, like they're not, I don't think they're associated with the Mavericks. Like they're a whole different entity. Indian 5. I hope so. No, actually I don't. I want New York in the finals. You almost got me lying up here. Yeah, man, we want more live streams. And what is your stance on the Mavs? Are you back to being a fan or nah? No hate, just curious. Great question, by the way. Great question. I know one thing for sure. I will still continue to cover Luka. As far as pregame shows are concerned, I am out of that business. I will not be doing pregame shows. And if I do, that'll be for like special occasions or if I have hella time. But I will still follow Luka and I will still continue to cover Luka. But I know everyone, not everyone, trust me, not everyone wants me back. But I've had quite a bit of inquiries about covering the Mavs again. Now, as you know, I live here. As you know, I came out and said I am done with them, that they are dead to me. And I stopped making content on them as a protest. But for some reason, they were given a gift from God on that damn lottery. Now, it's up to them to make the right decision, but I will ponder it. I will ponder it on covering them again. I will think about it. I just think it's talking about the Mavericks is so natural to me. I've grown up with them my entire life. I've seen the ups and downs and the playoff disappointments dating back all the way to 99, bro. Like I've been there. I've seen it all. So for someone to tell me, oh, you know, you're not a fan, like, bro, shut your ass up. I protested the team for half a season. I have well within my rights to do what I want. But I don't know. I'll think about it, Austin. I'll think about it, brother. I will. It really depends on what they do on the 25th of June. And I was right. I almost got nothing from that interview. Yeah, man. It's tough. With Luka, I'm waiting for 2027 if it's Mavs or not. Just somewhere else, Luka. Yeah, and if LeBron's trying to stay on the team for $50 million, Luka need to leave too. It was nice to see Dirk at the Dallas Wings game tonight. He's really supportive. Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. The Mavs got to find a way to get Dirk back in, man. FLagg got to do what Rookie Tatum did or more. I don't know. I got to learn more about Cooper to really get an idea. Luka averaged 21, 6, and 6 his rookie year. I at least expect 28 and 4 from Cooper. Nah, bro, that's too much, bro. That's too much. FLagg is nowhere near as ready as Luka was offensively. No. Defensively, he's going to be great. I think I'm asking for a bit much. Is FLagg going to be as good as Dirk and Luka in your opinion? And who is his NBA comp in your opinion? Early on, from what I've seen, in my opinion, FLagg reminds me of like a taller Kawhi Leonard. And that's just early on. Again, I haven't studied enough, but from just the few highlights that I've seen, the build that he has, I don't know. I just see like a Kawhi Leonard archetype where it's just like amazing defense, and he's gonna have timely offense as he starts to develop the offense, because the offense is good. His offense is ahead of time, and I'm talking about more about like Kawhi in his prime, and it's just kind of early on. I mean, you could say Jason Tatum, but I don't know if I want to go there, but I guess you can go there, and maybe it's because I don't fancy myself a Tatum guy. But maybe you could go there too. Maybe it is a Tatum, you know? Nah, bro, we want you back. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You know, it's natural for me to talk Mavs, so it makes sense, you know? The lottery is only a gift if Cooper lives up to the hype. I don't know. I think it's a gift because it gives the fan base something to root for, the fan base to get something, to get behind something again, for real. That's why it's a gift. Yeah, not gonna lie, the lottery win have muddied the waters a bit. I'm leaning back to the Mavs, not gonna lie. Been a fan since 2005. I was 11 years old. I see that logo and think of home. Exactly, bro. Exactly. I know. That's how I feel. 13 points per game, I feel for Cooper. I like for Cooper. Yes. Same. TGK, realistically speaking, is it too much? But as a pissed off former loyal customer, that is what I want. It might be too much, bro. Your expectations are probably a little bit too high for the guy. I see Tatum and FLagg just better shot selection. That's a good one too. But Tatum got strong. That's why he's at 30 points per game. And I think FLagg is a little bit ahead of that in a sense. What about a live stream just chatting with the chat? Well, the idea that I did have is if I were to come back, it would just be a weekly episode, and that would involve bringing Midnight Madness back. That's what that would be. Things are going to change a lot for me here, personally. Before the start of the next season, none of this, I won't necessarily be here. I don't think I will. I don't think I'll be living here. So everything will be different from next season, and it'll be the brand new TGK TV and all that good stuff. It's going to be completely different, bro. If you watch my pregame shows, the first season I started, we'll be closer to that kind of layout here in a couple of months. Red Mamba has a good insight on FLagg. Who's Red Mamba? Send him to me. Maybe you can cover some of Luka's Euro games. Yeah, for sure. Goes without saying. That goes without saying. No way, Red Mamba. Oh, Brian Scalabrini. Got it. All right, man. Hey, man, I had a blast chatting with everybody. If you don't mind dropping a like on the way out, drop a like now. You know what I'm saying? For those that watch this after the live, appreciate you as well. Again, it's been your boy CGK. I appreciate anybody that has been here. Appreciate everyone that still rocks with your boy. I know it is a very difficult space to be a part of as far as to keep a channel alive, and I appreciate y'all so much, man. It means a lot to me. Anyway, man, it's been your boy TGK, and I'm about to get up out of here. About to enjoy whatever's left of my night. Probably go play some Age of Empire. Y'all play Age of Empire? Y'all let me know. Hit me up. I need to play some games with people. Anyway, yeah, man. Interview was disappointing. No difficult questions were asked. Other than that, catch you on the next one, guys. Been your boy TGK. We out.